Hello, it's February. Uh, I'm just trying to figure. I think I'm supposed to look at this side of the phone. I keep looking because there's a button on that side that showed up. So my eye keeps traveling to that side, which is probably it's throwing me off. But to catch up on my journal, I took the Indigenous Business Planning Workshop with Business Link, and you can take that online if you're Indigenous, of course, and that's who it's geared towards. And it was a really great workshop. I got a lot of great information from it, and they have a lot of links. So if anybody out there, like any Indigenous people, cousins, go get some. You sign up for free. It's a workshop, and then if you show up at all of them, they give you a certificate. And they also, if you want to begin a business, they hook you up with all kinds of information. So I mean, we have got to get out there and start figuring out what the information is so we can learn. You know, I want to build a business. I need the information. That's what I'm doing right now. Is I'm going online. I'm learning. Let's see. I did the business one. I have one on Thursday. Also Indigenous business, but to do with taxes, which may not apply to me because I'm not on reserve, and that makes a big difference. Um, I am actually from up north. I'm Dene from the Northwest Territories, and so when people ask me if I come from a reserve, I always tell them that no, because we live up there in the Northwest Territories. We don't really have a reserve system. We're more free range. So, but yes, I've decided to become a businesswoman, which is a little daunting. And I think some people would think about that and probably not do it themselves. But you know what? The thing is, there's always opportunity. You know, and people need to see, okay, we're in the middle of something terrible we've never had to go through before. We're going to have to restructure some of the things that weren't working through this. We're learning things. We've learned so much. I was in college and I got sent home, and they weren't prepared for everybody to go to online classes. But we're now living in a time where the next decade of people will be able to take advantage of learning at home. They don't even have to go away. You can learn at home, you can work at home. I think there's so much you can do now. I'm excited. So that's what I've been doing. I'm thinking about opportunity, how I could take advantage of that. I'm also honestly struggling with my OCD, and part of that is I OCD is compulsive, obsessive. And as much as people like to think it's orderliness, it is a lot of chaos. Um, Today, I watched the Dr. Oz interview with Jordan B. Peterson, who actually is a local boy. And it was a 5 hour, maybe 6 hour interview. And I sat down and watched it because I knew my OCD would make me sit through the whole thing, right? That was one. But the other thing is, throughout, I had to keep focusing because of all the new information coming in. You know, I'm building up this information packet in my mind that I keep adding to. And so when I'm trying to rest, my brain is still trying to computate everything and put it all together. And being a very creative person, you know, when I come up against a lot of learning, especially that has to do with words and numbers, I find it very harsh. it's it's like sandpaper on my soul. It's hard to describe. Like, it takes a lot out of me. It tires me out to do it so much, you know. So part of the problem is my mind to try to organize the facts, because I love concepts and ideas and artistic expression. I favor that over facts and figures. That is not my thing. So I really needed a rest from just all the learning. So today I sat through the marathon that ended. I vacuumed. And so now I'm going to try to get back into creative mode and start getting back into making some projects. The train is coming. We have a train that comes by quite a bit. I just love it, but it comes pretty close. So if it gets really loud, I'll just stop the camera. Um, yeah, that's the thing of living in prairie towns. Pretty well, if you're in a town that's worth its salt, it's near a train track, because that means it's been well established for quite some time. Uh, the railroad system is pretty important to this section of, well, I guess we call it the heartland. It would be the heartland of Alberta. So, starting to rant again. I can hear people outside. But yeah, so I've been working on business planning, business documents, like trying to figure out right now, well, because of the course, like, I'm going to be doing the business, the actual business document, but before that there's a letter of intent. There's so many little things that you have to add into the documents, to make sure that you have everything right, and it's a legal document, it's a binding document, it's serious. You got to know what you're doing. So I'm learning step by step, little bit by little bit, but I'm gonna get there. And new development, taking on a partner, like an actual bona fide partner. That's a big step, and that is why I'm learning about the documentation and trying to figure out, because it was going to be a solo thing, and now it's changing. So I have to think about this entity that I'm building going in a new direction. And it's pretty cool. I'm excited. It's like, I've got something to look forward to that I'm building. And it's nice. It's nice to have good news. It's nice to, look forward to things. Right now, I'm on rest time. So I was gonna vacuum. I know it sounds stupid. I'm on rest time. Now I'm gonna go vacuum and wash the dishes. But that's actually how I relax, because when I'm doing that, I can make my mind stop thinking about things, and so it helps with my OCD. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go put on some music, clean up a little bit, and then go away from business learning and go into creativity for the next little bit. That's, I think throughout the weekend I'm going to strive to create more things. I've got a sewing project. I've always got a sewing project. I shouldn't say that. I should just say, the ongoing sewing pile that is my life. Delve into that. All right, so that is a catch up. Yeah, it's so nice. So I'm happy because, well, okay, there are some birds outside. I'm pretty sure they're building a nest in a place that they should not be doing it, but nothing I could do about that. I'm in discussions with my cat Snoop, and we're thinking about getting him a little water cannon for the balcony. But no, it's nice. It's springtime. There's birds now. Um, So now I'm going to start planning my balcony again. I know, I'm just so happy about it. It snowed this morning. There was snow in my car when I woke up. But yeah, I'm going to get my balcony ready and start thinking about what I'm going to be planting. And it's like the end of the season. We can, shake off the dust and just get back at it. So it's nice. Yeah, I think this is kind of distracting because there's a button that appears on this side of the camera while I'm talking. And so I keep looking towards that every time it's, you know, instead of looking at this side where I think the camera that you're supposed to look at is over there. I'll figure this out soon. I'm thinking of getting a different setup so that I know this one is a little difficult right now because I can't see what is being filmed usually. I'm sort of just guessing at it. Part of that is because if I put my glasses on, then it reflects, and then everything that's in front of the window or the light, I mean, you could kind of see it reflected in my eyes, but you could really see it reflected in glasses. So I'm going to work on getting I don't know. Just a camera with a screen beside it. I don't know. I guess it would be called a vlogging camera for some people. But this is a really cheap setup, so that means I'm just gonna stick my phone onto something that I can add a stand to and plug it into my laptop and hope that it pops up and I can see it. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to go online and get that set up because I am not a techie. And I'm not buying expensive equipment. I'm not that person. Cheap, cheap, cheap. If I don't need an expensive camera, I don't get one. It's that simple. It's a want, not a need. So so I'm gonna put up with this camera for a little bit, but I'm gonna try to figure out a setup with the laptop, which I don't even know if people could do that, but I'm suspecting they can. They do everything these days. I'm pretty sure the screen could just be manipulated to a different side somehow. And I'm going to say goodbye. We're at 12 minutes and 12 and a half minutes. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get used to the idea of talking on this journal for at least 15 minutes because what I need to do is learn to articulate myself. So I'm practicing how to articulate myself for a certain length of time without stopping and seeing how I can improve over time so that maybe in 2 or 3 months when I come back to this video, I can look at it and say, okay, since then I've been able to improve this much because I go in with a leading thought, pull it through, and then end with it. And that's kind of where I'm gearing towards, but it's also getting used to talking for this long, getting used to not moving around so much because I have, I want to stand up and go get a coffee and go do stuff all of a sudden because I do that all day. That's just what you naturally do. You don't think about what you're, sit still and talk to something. But yeah, so I'm learning a lot right now. This is not just about, yeah, just talk, talk, talk. It's about also teaching myself to articulate for 15 minutes and developing a skill where it becomes natural and I don't feel like I'm being put on a spot. But when I film myself, see, I get a little bit nervous, but it also feels like I'm talking to like somebody I know. I always feel um, like it's not like I'm just talking to a mirror or it's like I'm putting it somewhere so that somebody will hear it, which makes more sense. I don't know. But it's also going to be recordable so I can revisit it. And so I'm trying to be as natural as I can without a script and to pull a conversation through, and yet over time I'm going to improve not only my speaking skills, video skills, background skills, noise skills. See, there's a lot of noise here. So I'm gonna be working on a lot of it. A lot of this is just a lot of personal, mishmash, but it's also, I know some of you are stuck home, and yeah, it's like, what are we gonna do? Well, hopefully you get inspired to do something. Go online, look for some stuff, see what's happening in your communities, see what's happening online, see what advantages you have and opportunities you're being given. Um, because even though we're going through tough times, there's still stuff happening. We are still going to make it through this. We still have to start thinking about not now and not next year, but the year after. This will not last forever. So that's what I'm doing. I am not just going to waste my time staying home. I'm going to get on here, make a few, you might think it's a silly little record of what's happening, but this is going to be kind of important because, maybe 3 years from now, I'll revisit this and think, oh man, life was so simple and happy back then. And now I'm stressed because it's just go, go, go. You know, never know what's coming. So I'm going to be grateful for what I have, and I'm going to go and put on some music and dance around my kitchen and do the dishes before my David gets home because he's out right now. So I'm gonna go act silly while I can, go dance with my cat. So I'll see you later. Bye.